Listen to what Wendi Adelson tells the detective in her police interview concerning Dan and emotional abuse. She actually slipped this in while she was on the stand in her brother Charlie Adelson's murder trial.
That you all just didn't get along anymore, or was it just the fact that he was belligerent to you?
He never hurt me physically, but he was emotionally abusive.
Okay.
And I didn't tell most people that, so all most people know is it just didn't work out, and it's just the kids are young, and this is just better this way. So other than my family, who saw the way he treated me, most people were, well, I think his family was very surprised.
Wendi just said that no one really knew about this alleged emotional abuse from Dan, that she didn't share it with friends, that only her family knew, which, by the way, again, limits the circle of suspects to her family. But what caught my attention is, in the same interview, Wendi tells the detective, I may have had some friends who wanted to shake Dan up. Now, why would Wendi have friends who wanted to shake Dan up if, according to her, she and Dan were getting along around the time of his murder? And she did never tell her friends about this alleged emotional abuse. And I'm going to tell you something. It brings me back to when the prosecutor asked Charlie Adelson on the stand about the term rough up. According to the prosecutor, in one of Katie's proffers, Katie said that Charlie did ask her, do you know anybody that can rough up my brother-in-law? Is it possible, right, that Wendi thought that somebody was just going to scare Dan Markle? Or did she know all along that this was going to be a murder? Now, of course, Wendi would say she doesn't know anything. And for purposes of the law, it doesn't matter. If Wendi was in on her ex-husband supposedly being roughed up and it turned into a murder, legally, she would still be responsible for murder. But that aside, the state has Jeff Lacoste. And remember, Jeff Lacoste said that Wendi confided in him that her brother really did look into hiring a hitman. And what I want to tell you all, if you haven't realized it already, is that Wendi Adelson is slicker than a can of oil. The one thing that stands out as true in the emails from Donna to Wendi is that Wendi can be a really good actress when she wants to be. Am I saying that Wendi will not ever be indicted for conspiracy to commit murder or first-degree murder? Oh, no. I would never make that bet. There's no statute of limitation on murder, and the state of Florida, I do not believe, is done with the Adelson family.